All right, hello friends at home. It's story time, okay? So we're gonna do a few songs and then we're gonna read our books. We have 2 stories today. So is everybody ready? Are my friends at school ready? Say, we're ready.
We're ready.
All right, and are my friends at home ready? Say, we're ready.
We're ready.
Okay, we're gonna start with our A is for Apple song.
A is for apple.
Apple. B is for ball. Ball. C is for cat. Sing.
Cat.
D is for dog. Dog. You may sit like that if you would like. E is for elephant. Elephant. F is for fish. Fish. G is for gorilla. Gorilla. H is for hat. Nathaniel. Hats. I is for igloo. Igloo. J is for juice. Juice. K is for kangaroo. Kangaroo. L is for lion. Lion. M is for monkey. Monkey. N is for no. No.
O is for octopus.
Octopus. P is for pig. Pig. U is for question. Question. R is for ring. Ring.
S is for sun.
Sun. T is for train. Train. U is for umbrella. Umbrella. V is for van. Van. W is for watch. Watch. X is for box. Box. Y is for yellow. Yellow. Z is for zoo. Zoo.
So
Many things for you to learn about, so many ways to sing our song. So many things for you to learn about, so many ways to sing our song. Woohoo! You guys did great singing along. I'm sure you did at home too. All right, now I am going to teach you our letter P song. Remember last week when we learned about the letter L and she laughed a lot, didn't she?
Yeah.
And we got to laugh too. Was that fun?
Yeah.
All right, so this week we get to meet Miss P and learn about her pointy patches. There she is.
I've got pointy patches.
Today we'll just listen, okay?
My shoes, pointy patches on each elbow and each knee, sewn up with pointy pattern stitches.
Can you sew?
Pointy patches on my breeches. They're as pointy as a pointy patch can be. I'm Miss P. Purple patches, yellow patches, pink and green and blue. Positively
Sit up.
patches, don't you
Thank you.
think so too? I'm like
Sit on your
a
spot.
paper picture postcard, pasted up with postage stamps. I'm a patch from
You gotta listen so that later this week we can sing it. Today we're just listening to the words, okay?
from the
You listen too, okay?
patches. People love my pointy patches, pointing out each patch that matches
All right, we'll do some more songs in a little bit, but right now, it's time for us to read our stories. Remember I told you that we have 2 stories today? So this one is called The Poky Little Puppy and the Pumpkin Patch. So Poky, Puppy, Pumpkin, and Patch all start with the letter. What letter? P. Say P. No, say it excited. Say P. You guys need to get up and get some moving around going. Are we all tired today?
Yeah.
From our long weekends? All right. Who remembers what this part of my book is called? This is called the front or the cover. Cover. This is the back, thank you. And this is the, does anybody remember? Spine. Spine. Who remembers what the author of a book does? Writes the words. And the illustrator draws the pictures. Are you ready? Hands up. Author writes, illustrator draws. Author writes, illustrator draws. Author writes, illustrator draws. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Okay, you're sure? Okay. One crisp fall morning, 5 little puppies went for a walk. Through the meadow they went, over the bridge and across the green grass, one right after the other. Along the way they saw trees full of red, orange, and yellow autumn leaves.
Pink.
But when they got to the top of the hill, they counted themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4. One little puppy was not there. Where in the world is that poky little puppy, they wondered. When they looked down at the bottom of the hill, there he was, looking at something over the next hill. I see something, he called, a bright red tractor pulling a wagon. The other puppies saw it too. Over the hills they ran, as fast as they could go. It's a hayride, called the puppies. Hop aboard, said the farmer. I'm going to visit the pumpkin patch. So they got to get on the red tractor and go on a hayride. Have any of you guys been on a hayride before? Have you? Say yes.
Yes.
Was it fun? Okay. So the 5 little puppies jumped onto the wagon and went for a ride. What fun! The air was cool, the sun was warm, and they bumped along past a cornfield and an apple orchard. Then they stopped at a field with lots and lots of, what do you think? Pumpkins! You may each choose a pumpkin to take home, said the farmer. But which pumpkin, the puppies wondered? There were so many. Suddenly one of the puppies cried, let's roll in the hay. So the puppies jumped, roly-poly, pell-mell, into soft piles of hay. Soon they were playing hide and seek. Then they counted themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where in the world was that poky little puppy? Where do you think he was? He had found a corn maze. So the puppies trotted through the maze as fast as they could go, heading this way and that way, until they made it out to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where was that poky little puppy now? There he was, sniffing the air. I smell something, said Poky. The 4 little puppies began to sniff, and they smelled it too. Apple cider, they cried.
No.
The puppies soon found apple cider donuts to eat and warm apple cider to drink. They ate as much as they could, and then they ran back to the pumpkin patch, one right after the other. The puppies picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pumpkins, all by themselves. And home they went as fast as they could go to carve their pumpkins. After dinner, when the sun went down, the puppies enjoyed their glowing jack-o'-lanterns while they ate pumpkin pie for dessert. The puppies were so tired, but the Poky little puppy was the last to fall asleep because he couldn't stop thinking about the fun he had on their wonderful pumpkin-picking autumn day. What a fun book! Did you like that? They picked pumpkins and everything. That's our book of the week. Now today we're going to read one more, but it's kind of special because I'm going to show you
laughing.
You want to hear the laughing song? We can do that one after we're done with our other book, okay? We're going to read a book called The Berenstain Bears and the Prize Pumpkin. But what's special about this is that I'm going to turn the pages, but somebody else is going to read it to you, okay? So let's wait and see. We'll get that pulled up. You guys at home are doing a great job too.
Bless you.
We are such good listeners. Okay, are you ready?
The Berenstain Bears and the Prize Pumpkin. First prize, second prize, third prize, or none. At Thanksgiving time, more than a contest is won. Pumpkins are just like everything else in nature, said Papa Bear as he and the cubs finished weeding the pumpkin patch. No two of them are exactly alike. That's for sure, agreed Brother Bear. Look at that funny flat one and that lumpy one over there. Then there was the giant, which is what Papa had named one that just seemed to be getting bigger and bigger. Why is it that no two things are exactly alike? Asked Sister Bear. It's just the way nature is, answered Papa. Time to wash up for supper, called Mama Bear from the treehouse steps. What about Queenie McBear's twin brothers? Asked Sister. They certainly look a lot alike, said Papa. But I've noticed that Mrs. McBear can tell them apart quite easily. In you go, said Mama, shooing her family into the house. But Sister didn't go right in. She stood on the stoop for a moment and looked out over Bear Country. It was well into fall, so the days were getting shorter, for Halloween had come and gone. Pretty soon the bears would start thinking about Christmas. But right now, Bear Country was aglow in the setting sun. Farmer Ben's well-kept farm looked especially fine, with its baled hay, corn shocks, and pumpkins casting long shadows. I guess nature's pretty amazing, Sister said as she looked out over the beautiful scene. It's the most amazing thing there is, said Mama. Come on now, in you go. Farmer Ben's farm sure looks beautiful in the setting sun, said Sister as the family sat down to supper. Humph, said Papa grumpily. Farmer Ben's not such a much. Not such a much, said Mama. Why, Ben is the finest farmer in Bear Country, and besides, he's one of your best friends. That may be so, said Papa, but earlier today he came by and said, nice little pumpkin patch you got there, Papa. What he said is true, said Mama, especially compared to his fields and fields of pumpkins. That may be so too, grumped Papa, but I didn't like the way he said it and he sort of chuckled. My patch may be small, but the giant is big. It may be the biggest and best pumpkin in all Bear Country. What do you think about that? I think you're being oversensitive, said Mama. Come, let's clear the table so the cubs can do their homework. Brother and sister sighed as they spread their books out on the table. What's that all about? Asked Papa. Oh, I was just thinking, said Brother. With Halloween over and Christmas almost 2 months away, there's nothing to look forward to. That's right, added Sister. Nothing except lots of homework. Oh, is that so? Protested Mama Bear. It just so happens that there's something very important to look forward to. a very special holiday called Thanksgiving. That's when we give thanks for all the wonderful. Your mama's absolutely right, interrupted Papa. He pointed to a notice in the evening paper. It said, don't forget this year's Thanksgiving festival. Entry blanks for the big pumpkin contest available at City Hall. Thanksgiving's a very important holiday, especially this year because we're going to enter the giant in the pumpkin contest and beat the pants off Farmer Ben. But Papa, he's a professional, said Brother. He won the contest 10 years in a row. All the more reason to teach him a lesson. Come on, let's go out and check up on the next heavyweight pumpkin champion of Bear Country, he said. Now it was Mama's turn to sigh. Thanksgiving was about giving thanks, not beating the pants off Farmer Ben. Isn't it a beauty, Papa said after they admired the giant. Across the road they could see a field of Ben's pumpkins. There were lots of fine ones, but none that measured up to the giant. There's homework to be done, called Mama Bear from the house. As they left, the cubs asked Papa, aren't you coming in? Nope, he said. I'm going to stay out here a little while and watch the giant grow. And grow it did. It grew bigger, rounder, and oranger every day. When Papa and the cubs went to City Hall to get an entry blank for the contest, they saw the place where the winning pumpkin would go on display. We can't lose, said Papa. In their mind's eye, they could see their pumpkin in the place of honor. Mama tried to remind them what Thanksgiving was really about, but every time she did, Papa would interrupt. You'll have to excuse me, dear, he'd say. It's time to water the giant. He not only watered it on a regular schedule and gave it special plant food, he also covered it with a blanket at night and tucked it in against the cold. One afternoon, the cubs got off the school bus with something important to tell Papa, but they were stopped in their tracks by what they saw. He was talking to the giant. Come on, old buddy, you can do it. Suck up that water, take in that sunlight. Mama explained that Papa had bought a book from the swindler Raffish Ralph about how to encourage your plants to grow by talking to them. Well, said Brother, I don't suppose it can do any harm. It sure could harm his reputation, said Sister, if anybody saw him talking to a pumpkin. Papa, Brother said, a cub at school told me he went on a class trip to Ben's farm and saw some pretty big pumpkins, especially one really big one that Ben calls the monster. We've got to get a look at it, said Papa. That evening, Papa and the cubs climbed through the fence into Farmer Ben's field. They saw some good-sized pumpkins, but none to match the giant. Maybe it's behind the barn, whispered Papa. Suddenly a light shone on them, and they heard Ben shout, Prowlers in the pumpkin field! Get me my pitchfork! They got out of there so fast Papa tore his overalls climbing through the fence. What have you been up to? Asked Mama Bear when they got home. Nothing much, said Papa, just strolling in the moonlight. The weekend before Thanksgiving arrived, and it was time for the big festival. The Bear family got there just in time. The pumpkin judging was about to begin. There were many fine pumpkins in the contest, but Papa was sure that none could measure up to the giant until he saw the monster. It was at least as big and round and orange as his pumpkin, and maybe, just maybe, a little bigger, rounder, and oranger. The bears waited nervously while the judges studied, measured, and weighed, and then studied, measured, and weighed some more. Finally, they made their announcement. The first prize winner and still champion. Of course, that meant Farmer Ben had won. It was close. It turned out that Ben's monster was just a little bigger, rounder, and oranger than Papa's giant. But that wasn't the worst of it. The giant didn't even come in second. A beautiful pumpkin grown by Miss McGrizz won second prize. The giant came in third. Papa and the cubs were crushed and very quiet as they pushed their third prize winner home. It wasn't until they reached the crest of a hill that overlooked Bear Country that Mama decided to have her say. I know you're disappointed, but third prize is nothing to be ashamed of. Besides, Thanksgiving isn't about contests and prizes. It's about giving thanks, and it seems to me that we have a lot to be thankful for. Perhaps it was Mama's lecture, or maybe it was how beautiful Bear Country looked in the sunset's rosy glow. But whatever the reason, Papa and the Cubs began to understand what Mama was talking about. Even more so on Thanksgiving Day, after the Bears gave thanks for the wonderful meal they were about to enjoy, Sister Bear gave her own special thanks. "I'm thankful," she said, "that we didn't win first prize. If we had, the giant would be on display in front of City Hall instead of being part of the yummy pies we're going to have for dessert." As the laughter faded and the Bears thought about the blessings of family, home, friends, and neighbors, they knew deep in their hearts that there was no question about it. Indeed, they did have a great deal to be thankful for. The end.
Oh, wasn't that a fun book? Did you guys like that one? That was a little bit long, but I liked it a lot. Let's sing goodbye to our friends, and then we'll do some more music before we get ready for lunch, okay? So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I said so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. It's been great to play and sing together, but now it's time to say goodbye. I said so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I said goodbye for now, until we meet again.